Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's afternoon here.
It's afternoon here
It's
too. I'm sorry.
Per Stephanie, are you a West Coast girl now?
How's everyone doing today?
Great.
Doing well.
How are you?
Good morning.
It's good to hear. Are you located East Coast or West Coast?
I'm on the East Coast.
Okay,
I'm on the
nice.
East Coast
I'm on the
too.
West Coast.
Nice to have some variety here.
Yeah.
Got to cover America.
Anyone in the central region?
I'm in Dallas today.
That sure counts.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kurt Meredith.
Yes, sir. Robert Lester. Good to see you, sir.
He's got that $1 million smile.
Hey, Kirk.
Well, thank
This
you.
is D.
Hey, Dean.
Good to see you again, sir.
Yeah, good to see you, man. You still in Peachtree City area?
Yes.
Very
need
good.
to catch-
I'm in Dallas today, but still have my place over there. I'll be back there this weekend.
Okay, I'll catch you when you get back in town.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, Gary. Gary Kavakian, I see you.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody on the West Coast, and good afternoon in Central and East. John, how are we doing on participants? Should we give them another 30 seconds or so, or?
Yeah, we could wait a couple more minutes.
I'm Shannon, by the way. I couldn't hear y'all when I first joined in.
Nice to meet you, Shannon.
Nice to meet y'all. How often do y'all do these webinars?
We try to do these about once a quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
What's
think the
funny
last
is-
one we had was November.
Okay. What's funny is your company just came to my mind last night, and I Googled you, and I saw the webinar.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
It's meant to be.
I hadn't thought of your company in about 4 years, so it just popped into my mind, and here I am. So that's kind of cool.
All right. Well, good. We're glad you're here. All right, well, I think we probably ought to go ahead in respect of everyone's time and get started. So with that, John, you're good to go on everything?
Right. Yeah. I guess I'll just start up. So there's a Q&A chat at the top of the window here, and if you have any questions, just write them in there, and I'll be monitoring it throughout the course of the presentation. And then afterwards, we can have a more informal Q&A where you can have mic on and all of that.
Perfect.
So I might go ahead and just for the course of the presentation, just mute everyone besides the presenters, just for the sake of just respecting the presentation.
Good. Excellent. So as John said, go ahead and if you think of questions, put them in chat or the Q&A, and we'll address those at the end and then open it up for live discussion. But once again, good morning and good afternoon. I'm Tom Hruby. I'm our GDOT client service leader, and I'll be co-presenting today with Geoffrey Johnson. So Geoffrey is our senior communications manager, and so we'll be tag teaming. The purpose of this today, and we're glad that you all have joined us, but really is just to give you an idea and information regarding who we are, who Luster is, and give you a feel for the company culture, our mission, our vision, what our core values are, so you get a good feel for Luster from the leadership standpoint and the culture standpoint. And then we'll talk a little bit about what we do, and we'll talk about some sampling of our clients and the market sectors that we primarily work in, as well as then we'll sort of come around to the end where we'll talk about current opportunities as far as job opportunities and various different career paths that Luster has, and just open that up to the Q&A. So we hope that you enjoy it and that you learn a lot about us, and then that you will also stay in touch and that we'll have further communication after today. So a little bit about who we are. So we're a minority-owned small business, around 100 employees. We have a 33-year track record of great success in basically professional consulting services. Services really span a broad spectrum, but in general, we'll categorize them as strategic consulting services, program project and construction and facilities management, quality management, stakeholder alignment type services, and diversity and equity inclusion. So an important note is Luster is and has been an ISO 9001 certified firm for a number of years, and we're currently certified under the 2015 standard. You'll see this is important to our program management and project management and quality services that we provide to clients, and so we'll hit on that a little bit later on. So with that, as the GDOT client service leader, really two primary functions. Two or three, I should say. One is to be a strategic partner with our clients that work with GDOT. So whether we're working directly for GDOT or with other firms that work for GDOT, my role is to stay close to those clients and make sure that we're providing what we need to provide to make the client happy. The other very important item is to be the contact for our employees and to be the safety, for what's in their best interest from a safety and welfare standpoint. And that includes continuing professional development. That includes helping define career paths and, just what fits the employees' desires and goals and how Luster can help with that. So Geoffrey, I'll let you say a few words about your role.
Yeah, Tom, if you can pull up the, yeah, there we go. Yeah, as you saw, and thank you, my name is Geoffrey Johnson. I'm based out here in the San Francisco Bay Area, over here in the East Bay. Some of you may know Oakland and the Alameda area. Currently, I am serving as the senior community outreach leader for Luster on the Link 21 transportation program, which we will talk about a little bit later. Also, I am the lead for the Luster projects here in the West region, working with John Luster. And you can see some of the activities I like to do. And I do volunteer work. I serve on my transportation commission here in the East Bay, working on a lot of great transportation projects here in the Bay Area. So thank you, Tom.
Good thing.
As you can see here, Luster National, we work with a lot of clients, municipalities, on transportation programs throughout the United States. You can see that our tentacles go everywhere. You can see some of the offices that we have in the West, Oakland, Los Angeles. Well, you know, Los Angeles down in Southern California, Bakersfield, we're in the South, Atlanta, Houston, and we are also in the New York, New Jersey area. Luster's mission. You know, our goal is to provide superior professional services to a broad array of national and regional sector clients and governmental agencies. We want to serve as an internal advocate or an owner's representative for our clients if needed. We're also able to perform more conventional professional service as an external contractor. We can provide innovative, sustainable courses of action and business processes in order to meet our clients' needs and requirements. And Tom and I will go into some more examples later in the presentation. Luster's values. These are big for us. We're very client focused. We believe that with an extended hand and an open ear, we want to work shoulder to shoulder with clients and helping them identify solutions and being honest at all times. And sometimes that means telling clients sometimes things that they don't want to hear. And when we tell them that, to come up with strategies and solutions to help them get on track with their goals. Social responsibility, we're big on being responsible in the ecosystem that we work in, and listening and learning from our community partners and doing things, community activities, stuff like that. Now our motto, and this is I really like this. This, to me, this is cool. You know, if you have challenges, we provide solutions. I mean, that, to me, that says it all. You know, it talks about who we are, our values, and just really sitting down with our clients and listening to what they have to say and seeing their vision. We continuously strive to be one of the most sought after professional services firms, specializing in strategic planning and program, project, constructions, and facilities management. Now, you know, this is what Luster offers. We offer competitive and generous benefits, paid time, sick pay, financial planning, dental, vision. But I think for me, the biggest thing is that Luster looks at us as a holistic person, not just the physical, but the mental. You know, we have a wellness program manager. Now, you might say a registered dietitian. Now, you might say, well, what does that mean? That means when we were going through COVID and we had to transition to a virtual world and we were not communicating and having person-to-person contact like we as humans need, we had a wellness manager. We have a wellness manager that sort of came up with ideas and strategies on how to take care of you physically and emotionally, and coming up with plans and programs like a running competition or walking where you can accrue points, and Luster will reimburse you from maybe a pair of walking shoes. Maybe you want to take a cooking class. So Luster is sort of looking at you the entirety of not just as a worker, but you as a human, you as a family person, you know, and looking at what's going to help you succeed at Luster. So yeah, okay.
Excellent. Thanks, Geoffrey. All right, I'll pick up and talk a little bit more about our client services. And, as you recalled in that first slide, we talked about program and project and construction management, quality management. And so these are, those are broad buckets, and they break down into numerous levels of technical and organizational expertise. And so these are some of what I guess we would consider roles or titles of some of our employees that are working in these programs and on behalf of clients. So obviously cost estimating and scheduling, engineering review and in the field engineering and inspection services. That goes with the construction management, quality and risk management. We do compliance audits. This is where the ISO 9001 is really important, because as a certified firm, we monitor ourselves consistently, and we abide by all the quality and the process and procedures of the ISO 9001. And so then when we're providing our service to the client, we know it firsthand because we live it every day. And that's really cool, where a lot of our bigger clients that may be huge international or national consulting firms that have tens of thousands of people, some of the folks that are the technical experts that are working on programs, they may not have this experience because it's just a bigger level. It's more of a company level, and we're able to provide that. So DBE and MBE compliance, it goes with the diversity and supplier management, professional development and training. We provide strategic consulting services. We'll talk about that. Geoffrey's got a slide that give you some examples of what that means. So you can look on here and see what might relate to some of your areas of expertise. If it's similar to this, or you believe falls into those bigger buckets and not listed on here, it's very possible we have that need and that we also provide that service. It's just not listed. So, that's just an important, I think, observation. One thing I didn't mention over here is grant writing. So that's another service that we provide to clients, and it's important for public clients.
Hey, Tom, can I add one quick thing too?
Sure.
To the slide, and something that I forgot on the other slide, which is really important, is that Luster, we really believe in professional development and sort of identifying with employees one-to-one in terms of your goals, your certifications, if you want to get more degrees, to sort of do some of these things and make Luster great. And Luster National will like reimburse your percentage for your professional development, certificates, graduate degrees. So I thought it was important that I apologize for forgetting to say that's really important in tying into what Tom is talking about. So I apologize, Tom. You can continue.
No, that's great. And one other item I didn't mention I want to point out is we provide environmental consulting services for clients, and that's normally geared around NEPA, environmental assessments and natural resources and permitting, to help both in the design and the construction phases of projects. So we work in multiple sectors. Primarily over the years, we've done the majority of our work, the vast majority of our work in aviation, roads and bridges, and transit and rail. We have worked in vertical and various other federal and local governments. We maintain a GSA schedule, which basically allows us to work in the federal sector. We have been involved in a reconstruction of a hospital, and from a construction management and a quality management standpoint. So we do span out into other sectors, and actually we're very open to growth in water and wastewater and some of these other sectors. So to give you a sampling of our clients, these are some of our clients. So as from an owner standpoint, Georgia Department of Transportation, Texas Department of Transportation, Caltrans, California High-Speed Rail. And then we have long-term partners that we've worked with over the years, over 30 plus years, over the 33 years. Some of these clients go back that far. So the Jacobs, everybody knows of Jacobs and AECOMs and the Floors and HNTBs. Those are very, very long-term and strategic clients. So to talk, give you a sampling of our current projects. I'll start over on the right, just from a GDOT standpoint. The MMIP program is a major mobility improvement program that there's a House bill passed in House Bill 170 back in 2015, which really provided a new level of funding. And the governor put into place this program to spend $14 billion on major projects that would improve the mobility around Atlanta, because we're known sometimes for our congestion and sitting in traffic. And anyway, so this is a long-term project that we started in 2017 and will go on for years and years. But we're currently on the program management consulting team and just providing a plethora of those services that we went through in the previous slide, both in the pre-let or the design side, as well as the construction side services. And then TIA program management is a similar contract, but we're basically providing construction management for this program. It's a separate funding bucket, and it's an ongoing program that's been in existence actually since 2012. So it's another long-term project. Oops, I'm sorry. Geoffrey, do you want to hit on California and some of the others?
Yeah, I definitely did. Thank you, Tom. And I wanted to hit on a couple of these projects really quickly. Some really exciting programs. We got the California High-Speed Rail, which is one of the largest transportation infrastructure projects in North America. It's a $110 billion program that will build world-class high-speed rail between Northern California in Southern California. Now, it's based on successful models that have been used in Europe and Asia. And the offices are based here in California, in our capital, in Sacramento. You know, right now what we're doing is we're staffing the administrative office as well as delivering strategic consulting services. We have our ISO 9001 certification that Tom and I are going to speak to a little bit later. Right now, they're focusing on the shorter segment of building between Merced and Bakersfield. We have the BART Link 21 Transportation Program, which is a rail improvement program for Northern California's 21 county mega region. The central part of that program is to build a second multi-rail underground crossing between San Francisco and the East Bay, where I live, which is Oakland, in that area. We have the New York MTA ADA accessibility program, where we are going to improve ADA access at the metro stations in New York. And it's so interesting that we're working on this because when my family went to New York and we were riding the subway and I was riding the 6 train, and it just popped in my mind that their ADA accessibility needed some work. So I saw that firsthand. We have the JFK International Airport, where we're basically helping them improve their facilities. So just some really, really exciting programs that we're going to be working on. So this is really good.
Absolutely. Good. And just a sampling of completed projects, a few more throughout the country. The Georgia Department of Transportation Northwest Corridor, this was the largest project ever in Georgia at the time. Basically went from 2015 to 2020. And it was the addition of express lanes. They're actually reversible express lanes. So in the morning, they're open into the city, and in the afternoon, they're open out of the city. So we provided services on there from a construction management and inspection standpoint. The Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, this is runway 5. This is actually bridges over 285. And we were involved for 2001 to 2017 on this entire program, which was over $6 billion. So really, really cool projects. Jeffrey?
Yeah, and I'm going to start from top left. You know, that's the Texas Department of Transportation State Highway 288 toll lanes. That was a $934 million program that includes the design, construction, and maintenance of 10.3 miles of toll lanes. Some of our Luster services included quality management, quality control, and review and management. This one was really cool. The San Francisco International Airport. That was a $450 million air train project that was developed to replace their airport passenger shuttle service. New maintenance, new platforms to sort of reach the sort of outskirts of the SFO, as we call it here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Airport. Our services included construction management, geotechnical services, and operating system implementation. And then we have the NASA Johnson Space Control Center program, where Luster handled various construction management responsibilities for the Space Center's facilities moderation program. We've managed numerous projects throughout the facility. You know, and our responsibilities included construction milestone tracking and management of design engineers and contractors. And then finally, the AC Transit dedicated bus lane project. I'm sorry. I don't know if someone said something. That was a dedicated bus lane project that we worked on through design and major construction. And we came up with equity strategies, business outreach strategies, and it was the largest capital project in AC Transit's 60-plus year history. So it was a really good project that we worked on. So, yeah.
Awesome. Good job. Whoop.
Now this is a good slide. This is what we call our strategic consulting services. Now, here are a couple of companies that we work for, and we talk about gap analysis. But I think what's really important is that we talk about our quality control to make sure that that we do. We're ISO 9001 2015 certified. Some of you said, well, what does that mean? It means that we have our own quality management system that we have created. It basically is a roadmap to helping us and our clients meet our goals and objectives. Our certification meets the international standard, and we have a auditor that comes in to make sure that we're on track and we're doing what we're saying. And we recently just passed that certification. You know, shout out to Natalie Pumphrey. And why is it good that we have that? It's because it shows clients that we know what we're talking about. We have the documentations that we're doing what we're saying that we're going to be doing. And if you look at some of these programs, you know, we do a gap analysis. We'll come in and we'll look at how a company is doing things, the good, the bad, and then we'll come up with a plan to help them meet their goals. You know, here's one example, the Southern Company. We looked at their diversity outreach policies, and we looked, you know, we do surveys, we talk to the client, we see what's really going on. And one of the big things is that we are trying to see things that the client can't see so that we can anticipate any problems or issues that might come up, and then sitting down with the client based on what we see and saying, okay, here are some short-term strategies and some long-term strategies, and we will sit down and we will sort of go over with them and sort of have the policies, process, procedures, and documentations to sort of track what we're doing. So these are just a couple of DCA phase 1, phase 2, and we did that sort of with Marcha for their analyst and invoicing process. So
good. Thank you. All right, I know we're getting close to time. Hopefully, if we go over a few minutes, you'll forgive us. But a little bit about what and who we're looking for. So we have some examples of openings on the following slides. But in general, our environmental services are constantly growing. Our quality and our program management services, which include cost analysts, procurement specialists, our construction management side, which includes utility coordinator, scheduling services, and then similar to me, as the GDOT client service leader, we're looking for this type of person for the California High-Speed Rail project and for that program. So obviously we want folks that are self-motivated and entrepreneurial thinking, set goals and fit within our culture. So think big. So some of the job openings we'll talk about. If you don't see a job that's exactly what you feel aligns with you, that that we provide, but it's not on the following slides, don't let that deter you. Stay in touch with us. Send us your resume. You can go to our website. You can submit an application and or just look at the various descriptions on Indeed and LinkedIn. But as these programs develop, from a maturity curve standpoint, their various needs come on throughout the program. So the folks that are working on the program initially will continue on, but then later on in the program, there's a different skill set required, and later on in the program, another different skill set. So stay close to us because we are pretty much always hiring. So Geoffrey, I'll let you hit on the California.
These are, currently job opens here in the with the California High-Speed Rail program, which is I can't emphasize enough how groundbreaking that is for our state. We have client service leader in Sacramento, quality manager, integrator Sacramento, construction quality manager in Fresno. We're always looking for a variety of skill sets, to include quality and risk managers, contract managers, environmental specialists, right-of-way, utility coordinators, engineering inspectors, and construction managers.
Good deal. And for our MMIP, our Major Mobility Improvement Program Management Consultant contract, again, just to reiterate what I just said, the environmental side, the quality side, cost analysts, procurement folks, construction managers and inspectors, as well as support staff such as marketing professionals, administrative folks. So please check out our openings and stay in touch with us and be in touch with us. But before that, let's I know we're right at 1:30, but I'd love to take a few questions. Here's Geoffrey's and myself, our contact information, including emails. So John, are there any questions that were submitted during the course of the presentation?
So no, there wasn't any questions submitted in the Q&A section, but what I just did is I enabled the microphone. So if there's any questions you want to ask now, please feel free.
All right, does anybody have any questions?
Yes, excuse me. I'm Trent Platt. I do have a question. I understand that you pursue GDOT and other various organizations. Do you or does Luster have any plans of pursuing maybe a county or a local municipality as far as a management standpoint? I'm in Georgia, and Forsyth County, for example, that's one of the fastest growing counties in the state. Does Luster have any plans of pursuing anything in that direction?
Yes, we're not opposed to it. We do want to make sure that what we do pursue is of substantial size and longevity. So
Sure.
rather than just one-off projects, that's not the best use of our resources. But
Sure.
we do, and we have worked with local government. And if Gwinnett County or Forsyth had a large program management contract or construction management or environmental, that would be something we'd be interested in. Currently, we have a joint venture with a large engineering firm for the city of Atlanta for their on-call contract. So yes, we do, but we also will have a filter to make sure it sort of fits those parameters.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks, Trent. Yeah, Brantley told me that you'd be on, so he said to tell you hello.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let someone else ask a question.
I've got a quick question, Shannon here. I read that you're going through a kind of a growth period, and I was just wondering what had spurred that on, if anything
Well,
in particular.
I guess if you think about the market sectors that we work in, primarily being aviation and roads and bridges and rail and transit, this is where there's been a large emphasis with the Bipartisan Infrastructure Laws Act and the federal government funding. So even though that on the daily news you hear about recession and shortage of jobs, et cetera, the areas that we work in, not only are they well funded, but they're needed, and there's programs in place to grow. So we're in a great part of the market sector.
Thank you.
Yep.
It looks like Bruce Tafoya had a question as well. You
Yes.
wanna- yep.
So on the gap analysis, I guess this is more of a statement than a question. On the gap analysis, consideration should be given to perform this on the California high-speed rail.
I didn't get the question regarding the gap in California high-speed rail, and the question was
the gap analysis that Lester performs should be considered to be done on the California high-speed rail. That is
sure. Absolutely, and Robert may even turn on his microphone, but we are in the process of just beginning to provide strategic consulting services for the program.
Yeah, Bruce. There's been one maturity assessment that's already been completed, but again, the mobilization on high-speed rail is still ongoing, and there will be a series of other maturity assessments or gap analysis to look at the 9 functional areas. So that you are spot on.
All right. Anybody have any other questions?
Yes, sir, I do.
Right.
This is Andrew Lube. I'm doing a job for actually Matthew Fears. He works for y'all. My question is, I've heard y'all talk about rail, bridges. Are y'all going to get more into signals, traffic signals, and that sort of division of stuff, or are you trying to branch into that? Or if you are, how far deep are you trying to get into that?
Well, Robert, I may defer to you on that question.
Right now, our focus of new areas is on the environmental area. And then we're also having some discussion internally about right-of-way activities. So our focus is to take some incremental expansion of our scopes, but those will be the ones we're focused on right now. Every year we meet for an internal leadership retreat where these types of scope expansion ideas are discussed. So not today, but perhaps tomorrow.
Okay, yes, sir.
And Robert, I would also add too, and I saw this working on the BRT project out here, a lot of these capital projects, they include new infrastructure They include new roads. They include new traffic signals. So that's also an item too. Is like a lot of these capital projects, they are municipalities are requiring that they put in sort of new infrastructure, roads, ADA compliant crosswalks, traffic signals. So that's a thing as well.
All right, we'll take another one or two questions and we will move on. All right, going once, going twice, going three times. Anybody else? All right, well, we wanted to thank you very much for your attention and for your time and your interest in Luster and hearing us out today. As a follow-up, our marketing team has put together a wonderful video about who we are, and we will email that to you in a link. And with that, you'll also have our contact information. So please stay in touch, whether it's directly to Geoffrey or myself or through the website, job application, and or through Indeed and LinkedIn. So we hope to hear from you, and thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you so much
And
for our
so much.
time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Great,
guys.
great person.
Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Absolutely.